Hello guys, as you can tell by this thumbnail or the title of the video, we are building a Japanese Rilakkuma cafe. If you've been a viewer of my channel for quite a while now, you know that I love Rilakkumas, and if you don't know what a Rilakkuma is, it's basically a Japanese plushie, and they're just so cute. I started a little collection in my room last year, and now they just kind of multiplied, so I have a million different Rilakkumas all around my house now. They do look a little emotionless, but in a cute way, but for some time now, I was definitely thinking about making a Rilakkuma cafe, because I've always come across TikToks, and in Japan, they have Rilakkuma cafes, which is kind of similar to the Hello Kitty cafe if you've ever been to one. I think there's one in California, which I haven't been to, but I'd love to visit. I really want to visit Japan too, just because I love their architectural style. So I thought it was a perfect idea to make a Rilakkuma cafe because Rilakkumas are Japanese, and I want to try building in a Japanese style because they just go hand in hand together. So that's what we did today. We tried out a different building style than usual because, as you know, my building style is pretty much, I don't know what you'd call it, like suburban pink rainbow sprinkle throw up. So today we're going more on a traditional Japanese style with a little blend of some kawaii Rilakkuma characters. So with the exterior building, Isaac's really good at exteriors, as you guys know, or faulty I should say. So I wanted him to help me build the exterior. Together we built this in our Discord server, so if you haven't joined my Discord, join it guys, discord.gg/roaches. I always forget to put it in my video descriptions, but we basically did, I think it's called a broadcast channel where you can just watch. It's kind of like streaming, but in a Discord. So we did that in there, and we had people watch us build, and it was really fun. We just had a chill hangout building a Japanese cafe, and Isaac did these super cool looking doors which were perfect for the Japanese style. If you don't really know much about the Japanese building style, I'll give you a little overview. A lot of Japanese architecture uses a lot of wood, and if you didn't know why, it's just because they have a lot of humidity and there's a lot of earthquakes and possibility of typhoons, so wood just ended up becoming the preferred material because it was just the best for, you know, the climate around it. Another thing I love about Japanese architecture is their roofs. They always have these curvy roofs. Basically, in conclusion, it's just a lot of wood, a lot of windows, more neutral colors, you know, just to give that natural feel. And I definitely did want to add a lot of nature, so cherry blossoms, bonsai trees. That's kind of the feel we're going for, more of a nature, natural type of look. And then of course we're going to kawaii-fy it with the Rilakkumas. So I went ahead and I found a bunch of pictures of Rilakkumas on the internet, and I just, you know, put them into Photoshop, got rid of the backgrounds, uploaded them to Roblox. I actually did get banned for 3 days, and I think it was because of the Rilakkuma decals, because in the actual Rilakkuma cafes, they have menus, right? But they're in Japanese, so I don't understand Japanese, so I just uploaded stuff. And I'm assuming one of them might have had like personal information of an address of a Rilakkuma cafe. So I got banned for 3 days. And trust me, I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, Noelle, just make a decal alt account. Guys, I don't want to. That is so much work. I would rather just take the risk because it's just so much easier to just go into my own profile, my own inventory, and then I don't have to log out of my account, log into another one to upload stuff. It's okay. We'll just take it with stride. But anyway, while I was building this, it reminded me of my Roblox cafe days when I used to work at those Roblox groups. If you guys know Frappe, Panda Express, I can't think of any other ones, but I used to work at the Roblox Panda Express, and that's not Japanese cuisine, that's just Chinese. I think I was in 8th grade when I used to apply to Roblox cafes. This was before I did YouTube. And it's funny because my first YouTube video before I switched to Bloxburg, it was a video about how to pass your application at Panda Express. I could probably find the thumbnail if I looked really hard, but if you worked at a Roblox cafe, you know how cutthroat those places are. They make you sit for an interview, you have to use proper grammar, and I swear, working at those Roblox cafes really upped my grammar because some people nowadays, they still don't even use the right form of your, and I'm like, I can just tell you didn't work at a Roblox cafe. But also, how are you 20 years old and you don't know how to separate your from your? They're two different spellings, two different meanings. That's just the grammar police in me. We had to use full periods, commas, everything for these interviews, and it was so serious. Like, I was shaking because I was so excited and scared at the same time. And then when you passed the interview, you had to go to training after, which was at certain times because, you know, people ran them. And the issue was, most of them were always during school, so I couldn't go to them. So the one day, I decided to stay home from school. I was like, Mom, I'm sick. I can't go in. So I missed school and I went to a Panda Express training thing. And the thing was, I didn't even pass the training. I missed it by like 1 point because you had to cook certain food and take down certain orders. And at the time, I was on my family computer. So like, I didn't have 2 monitors to be looking at certain things because they would tell you to make this and write down this order and do this and this and this. Like, you're an actual waitress and stuff. Like, bro, this is freaking Roblox. Why am I stressing out? So I did that. It took me so many tries just to pass this training because I don't know, it was just so hard. I was 13 or something, so I was probably a little slow too. But eventually, I did pass. Thank goodness. And I started my first shift at Panda Express. The game is pretty chill. You know, you take people's orders, you make them food. There was a pop-up menu, so if you worked there, it would just tell you what to do. too and stuff. So it was fun. I actually liked playing the game. I felt so productive. And they would always tell you in the group, if you work hard enough, we'll give you Robux. And at the time, I didn't have Robux, so I was really trying to get some. But no, they never gave me Robux. But apparently, sometimes supervisors or the owners would visit the game to see who's working diligently and stuff. They didn't give me anything. I think I made it to senior barista or whatever the rank was in Panda Express. Like, I became one of the officers, I think, at one point. Actually, no, I don't think I did. I was below it. But I just remember every time a supervisor would join the game, I would get so stressed out. I was like, oh god, I need to look super professional. Maybe they'll rank me up. Maybe they'll give me some Robux. But then eventually, I did quit it because you had to work. Like, you had to clock in a few hours every week, apparently. Like, dude, it's a Roblox game, please. So eventually, I left the group. Then I switched to the dark side and became a cafe troller. My friends and I would just go into random cafes and just troll the baristas and stuff because it was funny. Like, as an employee working there, it's not funny. But as the person that's trolling, it is very funny. I grew up watching Albert stuff, and him and J&G would always troll. And the funny thing is, I actually met Albert and J&G in real life, and they're so nice, super cool people. I was fangirling. So obviously I took a little inspiration from them and started trolling too. And it was so funny. Like, the people, I think I got kicked. Actually, I was on an alt account. I don't even remember what alt it was, but I definitely got banned from Frappe. Not Panda Express though, because Panda Express didn't have as many mods. But Frappe was always loaded with mods, so they would kick you as soon as you started trolling. I can't believe my first video was actually a Panda Express thing. I don't know, it was a long time ago. Anyway, a bit of build talk for a second again. As I said in the beginning of the video, you know, Japanese style architecture in Bloxburg is just not my very strongest suit. So I did go on YouTube and I tried to find some mini build tutorials to follow to get just some solid items to put in this build to make it to make it more tied together. And I saw a video from Muggsy and he did, I think it was 10 build hacks for Japanese building, so I followed it, and one of them was this lantern that you're seeing on the screen right here. And he did a really great job at the tutorial and how to follow it. So if you were looking to make anything Japanese building style, I would definitely check out that video. I'm gonna link it in the description because it was just very helpful. Anyway, if you guys remember the last build battle video, which I think was my last video, I don't remember. It was either that or TikTok hacks, but I think it was the build battle. In that video, Annex made a joke. I forgot what it was. I was like, I haven't told you the lore about the incident yet.
I mean, like, Noelle's older than me. She's already, like, seen more in life than me, so...
Oh, yeah, so she's... she's the logical sacrifice.
I feel like I've seen the least, so I should live.
Are you saying you saw the least because of the incident?
So today I'm gonna tell you, and I did say it on a stream. Isaac and I stream on our trio channels. So I feel like I'm plugging so much in this video. I'm so sorry. If you want to watch our streams, we usually stream at nighttime. It's called DECALS. I recommend we play Dress to Impress and other fun games. But anyway, this goes back 6 years ago when I was in 8th grade. It was a random day in March, right? March 26th to be exact. March 26, 2018. It was during lunchtime. So we had lunch monitors, right? And you'd eat your food in the cafeteria and then you'd get 15 minutes for recess outside, which thinking back now, 15 minutes is nothing. What were they expecting, right? 15 minutes to do what? By the time you walk outside and by the time you get back in, recess is over. So anyway, we went outside. There was a little playground and there was swings, and then there was like this really long tar concrete road that cars drive by, right? We were a very small class. There was probably like 24 of us. So everyone kind of had their own little friend group. I mean, it's private school. Everyone's pretty cliquey. All the girls usually went to the playground and just sat and talked. Most of the guys would just hang out on the concrete and play football and stuff. It was only 3 grades that went out. It was 6th, 7th, and 8th, because we were like the middle school part of the elementary, middle private school. I don't know what you call it. I had a lot of friends in the younger grades because I had siblings in the other grades too. So it was usually me, my guy best friend, my middle school boyfriend, and then my 2 other friends who were in a different grade. And we would always stand on the edge of the playground, but also on the concrete. So we were kind of in between. So this way we can kind of maneuver between wherever we wanted to go, if that was just talking or, you know, playing on the playground, swing set, whatever. So on this day specifically, all my friends and I were in a circle, standing up talking on the concrete. And the way I was facing, it was me, my little middle school boyfriend was to the right of me, and my best friend was to the left of me. And then my 2 other friends were in front of me. So it was a circle, right? From my view in front of me, there were guys playing football in the back. And now, obviously, I feel like in middle school, there's always people who like to mess around and just be stupid. We're just talking, you know, doing our thing as usual. And one of the boys that was playing football, he left the group of people. He was just the kind of person that didn't know when a joke goes too far. So he basically shoved the girl that was standing directly in front of me. And obviously, if you get shoved, you're gonna like trip and fall. So my friend, she had a pencil in her hand. I don't really know why she had a mechanical pencil on a playground, because usually the teachers and the, I don't know, the monitors, they take it away. Like, you're not supposed to bring stuff outside. But she had a mechanical pencil in her hand. And because of this, she lost her balance, right? And she fell forward and her hand like went up. And trigger warning for anyone, I'm gonna talk about something. Trigger warning right now. So if you don't want to hear anything weird, medical eye related stuff, click off the video or just skip ahead. But the mechanical pencil went directly into my eye, and it went directly into the cornea of my eye. And if you don't know what a cornea is, it's basically the clear lens that goes around your eye to protect it from, you know, external things. And so the pencil literally went into my eye and then it came out, right? So it penetrated a hole in my cornea and it ripped it. And if you didn't know this, because I didn't know this, fluid is inside of your eye, right? To keep it moisturized and stuff. So the fluid came out of my eye, like it was just draining out. And I was like, what is this? Like, what is that I feel? And I think because I was in shock, I didn't feel it go into my eye because it just happened so fast. And you know what people say, like when they experience something traumatic, they don't remember it and they don't remember the pain or anything. So I think that's what happened. Like I was so shocked. It was crazy. So when this happened, like I was just holding my eye and I'll never forget this. The first thing I said, I looked to my guy best friend and I was like, is my mascara smeared? Is my makeup ruined? That was the only thing I was concerned about, right? I don't know why, but my mascara did get ruined. It was not waterproof. After this happened, like my eye just started hurting really bad and it was just leaking. So my middle school boyfriend at the time, he was enraged for me, like protective boyfriend. I was like, oh my God, stop. Like, wow, that's so cute. He like grabbed the pencil and he's like, I'll go get him. I'll go after him. So he starts chasing the guy with the pencil, like trying to avenge me. It was so funny. I thought it was romantic, okay? At this point now, it was kind of nearing the end of recess and I was in a lot of pain. I needed to go to the nurse. So I told the lunch monitor and then she rushed me to the nurse. And this is where it gets annoying, right? I go to the nurse and I was like, I need to go home right now. I can't see. Like my vision went completely, could not see anything. My head was throbbing. Liquid was still coming out of my eye. Like it was just crazy. So the nurse, she gave me a freaking ice pack. I was like, bro, what are you on? And she sent me back to class. I was just like, what? And at the time, I got my first phone in 8th grade, which thank goodness I did because I knew something was wrong. I knew I needed to call my mom and I knew I needed to go to the doctor. So I snuck to the bathroom with my phone and I called my mom and I was like, you need to come get me right now. This just happened. So my mom came to school and she got me. Obviously things can poke your eye, but this was serious. Like this was so bad. So we called the eye doctor and we went to the eye doctor after. When I got to the eye doctor and they sat me down, they were like, oh my God, we need to rush you to surgery right now. Like this is so bad. I was sitting in this chair and they were looking at my eye through the scope thing and they were like, oh my God, I've never seen this before. Everyone come here. And they just kept bringing in random doctors in the place to see what the damage was because they were all just shocked. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like one of those test subjects right now. So then they rushed me to the hospital because I needed an emergency surgery because I basically tore open my cornea and there's a really big hole. So I had to get a cornea repair. And the issue was you're not supposed to eat 12 hours before any surgery, right? Because it'll just like mess with your body and then, you know, something bad can happen during surgery. And I literally had just eaten because it was lunch. So I had to wait 12 hours to get my surgery. So I got it at midnight. And I remember they gave me this anesthesia and I didn't know at the time, but I was allergic to it. So when they gave it to me, I broke out in hives and it was so bad. Like so many bad things were happening at once. And then it just gets worse, right? I get on the table and they're about to knock me out with anesthesia. And the nurse, she asked me, she's like, are you pregnant? And I was like, what? Girl, I'm 13. What do you mean am I pregnant? They were like, oh, we took a test and it says you are. And I was like, what? And then I found out later they accidentally switched mine and another girl's urine sample. And I was like, oh my God, this girl doesn't know she's pregnant. But first of all, how do you mix that up? So many things were happening and they just literally asked me this as I got knocked out. So like I had so much anxiety and then I was out. Like I just passed out. And then after surgery, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, what if they told my mom? Like my mom's gonna think I was doing something that I wasn't. I was 13, bro. Like I was just playing Roblox. That's all I was doing. So during the surgery, they put stitches in my eye, 14 to be exact, which was kind of crazy. Well, this surgery was called a cornea repair. So they basically repaired up my cornea to fix the hole and they put stitches in and they were really tiny microscopic stitches. So some would dissolve over time, but then others you'd have to get removed. I think for like the first 3 to 6 months, I had stitches in my eye. And just think right when you blink and something's in your eye, like a piece of hair, and it bothers you. That's what it was like for 3 to 6 months. Like it was just so uncomfortable. And I'd have to put these eye drops in my eye to keep the moisture because I lost it because of the hole in my eye. And let me tell you, those 3 to 6 months were the most miserable time of my life. I missed out on my school trip. They went to Washington, D.C. and I couldn't go because, you know, my eye. I couldn't do so many things. Like I missed out on a lot. But my friends were very supportive. They visited me and stuff and it was really cute and they all wrote me cards. So that was very adorable. But it just became like a kind of a story that's known among the middle school now. Like everyone knows about it. I was the blind stabbed girl. But anyway, I just have such a vivid memory. So after they put the stitches on my eye, I had to wear this eye patch fully because they wanted to protect my eye because, you know, one eye's already gone. I need to protect the other one. So for a really long time, I don't know how many weeks, but I had to wear an eye patch and it was really annoying because I would go to church and I would just go to places and I had to keep this eye patch on. And it was really annoying because people would stare at me, which I understand, you know. Obviously you're gonna look at someone if they have an eye patch on, it's weird. But it just made me so uncomfortable, so I just never left my house. And I was pretty much stuck in my bed because I wasn't allowed to like be on the computer to strain my eye or anything. So I literally sat in bed and I watched Poke and C-Dang. I feel like you guys would know who those YouTubers are. I actually met Poke in real life and that was really cool. Those are my YouTubers that got me through that. It was great. I just watched them all day long. Sorry, I'm kind of going out of order, but after I took off the eye patch, I got rid of the stitches and stuff, which for the stitches, they made me sit in a chair and the doctor would use this tweezer to pull them out. And he was like, don't close your eye because if you close your eye, I'm going to cut it. I'm sorry. Is this really graphic? Trigger warning. I'm just going to say trigger warning like this entire thing. He literally had to pull them out one by one. It was like the scariest moment of my life. After that, I had another surgery to get the rest removed and then the rest dissolved over time. And this whole process took up to like my end of my freshman year of high school. So after all this happened, for that year or so, my eyes were two different shapes because a cornea kind of helps form the shape of your eye. And usually an eye is like a circle, right? So mine ended up turning into a football because of all the damage. And I definitely do think this whole accident had a lot to do with why I started YouTube because I was just stuck home. I didn't want to go anywhere, so I just uploaded a ton. After all that happened, basically my right eye is legally blind. I'm trying to give you an example of what it looks like. Just imagine looking through a stained glass that's got pouring rain. You can't make out anything. It's just a big blur. That's what my right eye looks like. And when I wear glasses now, my right eye lens is blank and my left eye is just the prescription. So I usually don't wear glasses in my videos or vlogs because, you know, the lens gets hit with the light. So I usually take them off. And right before my face reveal last summer, I got contacts for the first time because I really wanted to make sure I had contacts when I did my face reveal and stuff. So there's a lot of things I had to do. So I actually wear a contact in one eye, which is pretty cool. So my left eye basically sees for both. But because of this whole accident and stuff, I do get really bad chronic migraines now. They can't prove it, but I definitely think it is because, you know, I'm straining my eyes every day because my right eye can't see. So my left has to see for both. And it's kind of just like being cross-eyed constantly. I could show you guys a picture. I'm going to put a picture on the screen because I love showing this to people. There's a really big fat scar across my eye now. On top of the taste, this is just such a fun topic to give on a first date. Like, I'm blind in one eye. Fun facts about me. So yeah, I do in the future need to get a cornea transplant, which is where you get someone else's eye, like the flap of their eye lens thing, and you put it on yours. But it's a really long recovery process and it has a lot of risks, so I haven't done it yet. I mean, right now, I'm pretty much used to how I see and I'm very careful with what I do. I don't play contact sports anymore because, you know, I only have one good eye. I don't want anything to happen to it. It was definitely a really weird experience and it's not the girl's fault at all. So yeah, that's one of my lower stories. I tried to talk about it in a video a really long time ago, but it's just such a weird, I don't know how to start it off. I think it's a pretty cool fact about me now. It's a funny story. If you watch back some of my old videos, I think it was the building a school. Annex and Isaac joke about it a lot. Like, it's an inside joke we always talk about. I've never told the stories, so you probably missed the joke, but if you watch some of our old videos, you'll definitely see us joke about it a lot. Yeah, that's a little fun fact about me. I didn't think I was ever gonna tell this in a commentary, but it's a Rilakkuma cafe. We have to drop some crazy life facts about me. But anyway, last weekend I went to Toronto actually, and I saw Tate McRae. She is such a good performer. Her outfit, she had on a sparkly blue top and shorts, and it was so cute. And during her performance, okay, wait, Tate McRae, if you don't know, she's a singer, very good singer. I love her music, and she dances too. So when she sings, she's also dancing. Like, she is a pop star. That concert was so much fun. She has a really good voice. Oh, and I also dyed my hair back. I went to the salon. This girl I always go to, she did it for me. Back to my normal color again. Thank goodness. I was so, I don't think I realized how much hair color really impacts your face and your confidence until I was turned blonde. We are never seeing a picture of that. The Rilakkuma cafe is finally finished. Oh my gosh, that took quite a while. I actually started this back in June. The value is 500k, which I honestly blame the trees. Just look at all the trees we have over here. Each tree I think was 14k, and there's gotta be a good 100k worth of them, but very worth it. But before I say anything, this is Japanese style, so I really hope I did a good job at building in that style. If I say anything wrong, just know I'm not very well versed in some of the terms, but I tried my best. But anyway, we have some traditional Japanese decorations all around the house. We have some lanterns and we have a pond because I've noticed that a lot of Japanese builds always have some type of water lily and water aspect, and I did put some water lanterns with also the Japanese lantern floating on a lily pad. And since we do have a lot of cherry blossoms and more of a pink color scheme with the nature, I added a bunch of pink flowers all around the cafe exterior, and we also have some bamboo, which this was just basic shapes resized and transformed in different directions, so I tried to make it look like bamboo since Bloxburg doesn't have a bamboo plant. But let's go over here. These are custom Rilakumas. I didn't get to talk about them in the video while I was commentating, but Isaac and I built these together, but it was mainly Isaac. He did a bunch of basic shapes, and then I just kind of proportioned the Rilakkuma to look more proper, but it looks so cute. So this is a core Rilakkuma, and then this is the Rilakkuma. Super, super cute. And then here we have a bonsai tree, which is part of the Japanese style, and then cherry blossom plants. But here's some little details. We have a bunch of Japanese paintings all across the front, and then here is the Rilakkuma Cafe sign. And then on top is the Japanese roof style. They always had these sort of, I don't know what you call this, but you know what I'm talking about. I didn't feel like doing it up here. That's just so much work, but I think the differentiation makes it look pretty cool. I love the exterior. It's so cute. Anyway, let's go inside. Here are the doors that Isaac made. Very cute and custom, and I love them so much. And then as you enter, we have the welcoming area with some more plants and lanterns. And I know that in some of Japanese culture or just Asian culture, they have very low tables and then you sit on the floor or on these cushions, but I didn't have any room to put cushions, so we're just gonna leave it on the floor. But there's tea and just a bunch of little plants and details. And I did want to tie in the Rilakkuma a little more, so we have a barista Rilakkuma in the corner, and we also have floating cherry blossom petals to go with the theme a little more. Yeah, as you can tell, there are just Rilakkumas everywhere in this build. I know that Japanese people always take off their shoes before entering a home just to show respect for the host, so I wanted to show a little display of that by putting slippers by the front. I can't remember what the name of this is, but I'm just gonna call it a board, and then there's just Japanese writing on it. And then here's another bamboo tree, and we have a little sitting area over here with a Rilakkuma placemat. And a lot of these decals are from Muggsy because he did a Japanese build a while ago, so I did take a lot from him. And if you notice in the top left corner, this says welcome in Japanese, and then around it is just some little details from the window just to mimic the Japanese window style, which is kind of, I don't know what you call this, like the grid window type thing. And we have more paintings up here, and then here are some cute little lightings, which I didn't know Bloxburg had these. These are actually just the Bloxburg lights. It's not even custom, so that was really easy and nice for me. This is the chair that I detailed a little bit. I followed it from a TikTok hack. I can't think of it, but I'll just link it in the description. I definitely did it really sloppy just because I was lazy, but that's besides the point. And then this table was custom made by Isaac. There's a little Rilakkuma hiding behind this bamboo, and then we have one over here. So cute. And then we just have a bunch of dishes everywhere just to show, you know, it's a cafe in action. But then as we go over here, here's the main sitting area booth type thing, and we have two more Rilakkumas chilling out on the couch. And then this is a Korean Hanji door decal, so it's not Japanese, but it still matched the theme, so that's why I added it. And just more paintings. This was kind of a little accent decoration. It was a decal, and then I just added structural to make it more three-dimensional. But yeah, more doors. There's kind of a hint of a pink accent just because I wanted to accent the cherry blossom trees everywhere. So this table's pink, and we have just pink little details everywhere. But then I also added some Rilakkuma bakery items just so it was more on theme with the kawaii Rilakkuma stuff. So I don't even know what this is, but I just saw Rilakkuma in it, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna add it. And then this is a Rilakkuma cupcake, but the quality's kind of low, so just pretend it's high quality. But yeah, the color scheme's pretty natural, just trying to match the Japanese style. They always did wood in a natural color scheme, so I just tried to make sure I stayed on par with that. And then here's the kitchen. I made it look a little messy and chaotic just so it looks in action. And then I added some Rilakkumas cooking on the stove. Don't worry guys, no Rilakkumas were harmed while making this. They're just fine as a picture. And we just have some more plants to match the color scheme. And then as if there was orders, these are the post-it notes to make it look like their orders written down. And then I did find Rilakkuma frappuccinos or something online, so I just uploaded them as decals, and they match the boba drink, so kind of a fridge full of Rilakkuma themed treats. And I actually did for once do a backyard, which is kind of rare, but because this door was open, I wanted to make sure, you know, it had a nice view. So I did stick a core Rilakkuma out there, and we have this nice outdoor seating with a bonsai tree and just more cherry blossoms everywhere and more lanterns. I was gonna put a pond over here, but I got lazy, so just pretend this wall is detailed. I think I forgot to texture it too. That's besides the point. You just have a nice view having tea or whatever you're eating at this Rilakkuma cafe. Overall, I really like this build. I think this was a little step out of my comfort zone. I had to research a little bit about this style, so it was educational for me. Yeah, I just wanted to change up the color scheme a little bit, so, you know, not as much pink sparkle throw up, but there is still some. We have to do it. It's just who I am. I don't know, maybe I'll build a Japanese house in the future because I actually really enjoyed doing this style. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I hope it's accurate. I'm sure it's a little bit off because I kawaii-fied it, but let me know what you guys think of the build. It's so cute. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this commentary video. If someone is brave enough, tell me how many Rilakkumas are in the build because I just don't feel like counting. But yeah, anyway, I will see you guys guys next week. Commencing my
Best
build.
Noel build
Ah!
ever?
Oh my god.
Question mark?
You know you love me. XOXO.
French Rose's girl.